Uh, Michael was 42 years old and a respected manager in a major tech company. Punctual, competent, and capable of leading his team through even the most critical moments. He was the one who never said no, who replied to emails at midnight, who never took vacations during peak periods because, well, the team needs me. For years, Michael believed this was his role, to hold everything together, to be the reliable one, the problem solver, the pillar everyone could count on. But slowly, something began to crack. At first, it was subtle. Forgetfulness, difficulty focusing, the inability to disconnect even on weekends. Then came the insomnia, the irritability, and the constant sense of pressure. Even when there was no real emergency, the harder he tried to do better, the more drained he felt. The work that once inspired him now felt distant, almost mechanical. The breaking point came during an internal meeting. After a simple question from a colleague, Michael overreacted. He raised his voice, stood up abruptly, and left the room. It wasn't like him, but it was a sign that his mind and body could no longer carry the weight. The diagnosis was clear: burnout caused by chronic unmanaged work stress. It wasn't weakness, it wasn't incompetence, it was the invisible cost of constant performance. After that day, Michael began a process of recovery. With the help of a coach and psychological support, he learned to recognize his limits, set boundaries, and delegate. But above all, he had to redefine his identity beyond just being productive. Michael's story reminds us that burnout doesn't only affect those who are struggling. Sometimes it hits those who always succeed. And that's when it becomes most dangerous, because it's silent, gradual, and driven by a deep sense of duty. Burnout is not a failure nor a weakness. It's a signal, a wake-up call that invites us to pause, to listen, and to change direction. In a world that constantly pushes us to do more, learning to recognize our limits is an act of strength, not fragility. True well-being is not just about enduring, but about protecting ourselves, pacing ourselves, and above all, listening to ourselves. And let us remember, we cannot take care of others, of a company, a family, a mission, unless we first learn how to take care of ourselves.